Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome on back to another reaction video. If you have no idea who I am, my name is Sam, aka OGBReacts. I'm a first-time movie reactor here on YouTube, posting every Tuesday and Friday, and I also stream over here occasionally as well. Today's video is a level 5 Patreon tier movie request from Ryan, and Ryan wants me to watch The Heiress from 1949. This is one of those films where I've never even heard of it before, so I have no idea what I'm getting into. But as per usual, as I always say with these videos, I am excited to watch. So with that, we can dive on into this. So thank you so much to Ryan for subscribing at the tier over on Patreon and requesting for me to watch this film. I hope you enjoy this reaction. And to everybody else over on Patreon, I appreciate you over there. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you so much for your support, and I hope you're enjoying all the full unedited reaction videos and the access to the polls. If you want to watch the full unedited version of this video or to anything else on my channel, you can absolutely do so over on my Patreon. It is $5 a month for that. I also have a tier over there that is solely for the polls, which are ran every single Friday, and that is $2 a month for that. So yeah, no idea what I'm getting into, no idea what this is about, but once again, I am excited. With that, really do hope that you guys like this reaction, and I shall see you on the other side. Enjoy. A 100 years ago, okay. So mid-1800s then, considering this was 1949 when this movie was made?
Could you please cut off the head?
Yes, miss. Kitty.
Free meal for the cat.
Don't go off by yourself tonight, will you? Stay with all of us and enjoy the party. You have been talking to Father. Well, yes, dear. You see, your father would like me to be composed and to join in the conversation. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't, Aunt Lavinia. Oh, dear. Perhaps you don't try sufficiently. Oh, I do.
Just try harder. Come on.
Is it possible this magnificent person is my daughter?
My mother used to wear it.
But Catherine, your mother was fair. She dominated the color.
Wait a second. Wow. That was, a little of an underhand kind of comment, huh? Damn. Yeah, you look good, but not as good as my wife did. Would it kill you to just be a little nice? A little bit nicer? Even the comment of him saying, like, can I believe that this is my daughter? Like, you know, just be nice. Damn.
You're not dancing.
No, ma'am.
You remember Catherine Sloper, my niece?
Oh, boy.
May I have the pleasure, Catherine?
That was a little hesitation. Really pushing like someone take my daughter, damn it.
Catherine will find a husband. Oh, she has the prospect of $30,000 a year. Do you always have a way of alluding to her as an unmarriageable girl?
Yeah, really.
May I get you some claret cup?
Oh, yes, thank you.
He does not seem to be the happiest, unfortunately. She seems like a nice girl. She just keeps to herself a little bit.
I've tried to make conversation with her and give her some social adeptness. I've given her freedom wherever I could. The result is what you see. An entirely mediocre and defenseless creature with not a shred of poise.
Jesus! Is that your daughter or a complete stranger? Come on!
A mother who had so much grace and gaiety.
Austin, no child could compete with this image you have of a mother. You've idealized that poor dead woman beyond all human recognition.
You're not entitled to say that.
Oh, I don't think he's coming back, yeah. Different time, different complete standards. Oh! Unlucky. Societal pressure, family pressure.
Dancing was the one thing we disagreed about, the Reverend and I. Do you suppose he's watching over me tonight? That depends on where he is at.
That was good.
Catherine, dear, may I present Mr. Morris Townsend?
How do you do, Miss Sloper? May I?
Yes.
Can you be nicer than the last guy? Don't break her heart, I swear to God. She's very nice. I like his hair.
Are you going to remain in New York now, Mr. Townsend?
Well, I haven't been at all sure what I was going to do. But right now, I've decided. Yes, Miss Sloper, I am going to remain in New York.
Oh, good.
Will you excuse me for a moment?
Come back.
I can't keep this up any longer. I must rest.
Oh.
Catherine,
his
dear,
sideburns?
your old auntie is exhausted.
Oh, man.
You finished this delightful poker for me, dear. Mr. Beale is an accomplished dancer.
It would be a pleasure, Miss Sloper.
Oh. Yeah, she's a little socially anxious. Can't say no and be like, I'm waiting for someone. Nope. Oh, no. I can explain. Come on. No. No. No.
She must have been ambushed.
Yes.
You told me.
She'll be back in a moment.
I can dance most of these young whippersnappers off their feet.
Sir, let her go. Let her go back.
Morris Townsend. Mr. Townsend, my brother, Dr. Sloper. Oh, Catherine, I've bad news. We're leaving. Yes, Aunt.
Oh, man.
Where is Mr. Beale? He's having a nosebleed.
Oh. Pushed it too far.
I just met your father. He left before I could ask him when I might call.
His office hours are in the morning. Are you not well, Mr. Townsend?
I'm in the best of health. I wish to call on you.
All right, going well. Positive feelings. So
I
fancy.
stopped by because Miss Sloper told me yesterday she'd be at home this morning. Is she really out?
Oh, yes. I think she has taken flight at your third visit this week.
I wonder why.
Third visit, yay!
You have a visitor, young lady. Good morning.
May I? I assure you I shan't harm it. Can you hear me way over there? You know, on my 10th visit, you might even sit here.
Mr. Townsend, you are very bold.
Yeah, a little bit, huh?
I think of you constantly.
I'm not very good at this kind of conversation.
I've fallen in love with you.
Ooh. Hello, father. I have a man in the house. Don't come in.
Have you been out this morning, my dear?
Oh.
Catherine?
Oh, yes. I stopped by to see Mr. Ruggieri after breakfast.
Oh, yes, about the lessons. What did he say?
You need a very true ear for the harp. It seems that I have not a very true ear.
Oh.
Nonsense, that's impossible. Your mother's ear was impeccable.
Yes, Father, I know.
Will you dine with us one evening this week?
Doctor, I should be delighted.
Shall we say Thursday at 6?
Thank you, sir.
Ah.
But I think you'll find Paris changed, Doctor.
I hope not. I should like it to be exactly as it was.
I had a small inheritance, and that was how I used it up.
What sort of position should you prefer?
You see, I have ties here. She's widowed. And now that I'm back, I'm staying with her.
Mr. Townsend has 5 little nephews and nieces. He is helping to bring them up.
Family feeling is very proper, but it's hardly a career.
No, it won't make my fortune.
No. At least he's helping.
He doesn't like me. He
Really?
doesn't like me at all.
Oh.
I don't see how you know.
Yeah.
I feel. I'm very quick to feel.
Isn't he a charming young man? I never dreamed he'd be so interested in Catherine.
Nor did I.
He's so agreeable, so elegant.
You may find it hard to maintain so much elegance in this city without working for it.
But he's looking for a position most
Yeah.
earnestly.
I wonder if he's looking for it here, Lavinia.
What?
Wouldn't the position of a husband to a defenseless young girl with a large fortune suit him to perfection?
How can you entertain such a suspicion?
Suspicion? It's a diagnosis, my dear.
Interesting. He's saying, oh, he's just gonna rely on our money and not work. It's a bold accusation, assumption, what have you.
Your aunt, she's on my side. She wouldn't let your father abuse me.
My father won't abuse you. He doesn't know you well enough.
I would have liked you to say to me, if my father doesn't think well of you, what does it matter?
Oh, but it wouldn't matter. I could never say that.
He is kind of an intimidating man, so I guess I can't blame her.
You're everything I've ever yearned for in a woman.
But I am so...
Ooh. Don't hurt her. Swear to God.
Will you marry me?
Wow.
Yes.
Just like that. I've known you for 2 weeks. Marry me. Well, congratulations.
Are you very sure you love me?
You doubt it.
I think his feelings are true. Her father's the one making hard assumptions.
When you speak with Father, you will be very gentle, very respectful.
Always. But if your father's against me, you'll still be faithful no matter what comes.
Yes, Morris.
That's gonna be a hurdle that will be coming very soon. She's gonna hesitate, which is understandable because, I mean, look at her character, you know, she is a very sort of socially just sort of anxious person, and her father is not the most uplifting person. So I think that's gonna be, again, a hurdle.
I am engaged to be married.
You have gone fast. Mr. Townsend ought to have waited and told me.
Oh, he means to tell you tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock.
Not quite the same thing, my dear.
I think he is a little afraid of you.
Oh, no.
He fears that you do not like him.
Oh.
Well, I hardly know him, Catherine. I'll see him tomorrow.
I knew you would. And you are so good that you will be fair and honest with him.
I shall be as fair and honest with him as he is with you.
Thank you, Father. That is all we shall need.
Yeah, I guess, because he's Mr. Prim and Proper and, you know, wants everything to be done the way that it's been done, I guess she shouldn't have said anything and just waited for him. Because now he's like, oh, why didn't he say anything first?
Your brother wishes to marry my daughter, so I want you to tell me something about his character. He told me that he'd used up a small inheritance. Did he help you, ma'am?
No.
Shouldn't he have?
Oh, I don't think so.
You're a widow and you have children. I think so.
Oh, but if I needed it, I know he would have helped me.
Are you sure?
You want me to complain about him?
Yeah, really, you're really digging here.
It is delightful to have someone to whom one can show New York. Oh, yes, it is. Does she like our city?
Oh, man.
Yes. Perhaps she is less shy with Morris. Perhaps he's considered the gentle character underneath.
Are you being honest?
I think I am.
Well, I believe her money is the prime attraction.
Oh, my God, sir!
She has $10,000 a year from her mother, and on my death she will have twice as much more.
I don't like
It is still a great deal of money, Doctor.
It is, and consider how he has behaved with money. He gratified his every wish. Did he help you with the children? No.
I feel like this is being looked at just way too deep. Like, I can get it at surface level, but he's digging, I feel.
Austin Catherine is radiant. I've never seen her this way before.
Well, she must get over it. He is worthless.
Oh, my
The man's a fortune hunter. All he's interested in is her money.
Yeah, because you know that for a fact, yeah.
I did not impress her favorably.
Oh, good heavens, Catherine, don't hold yourself so cheaply.
I was embarrassed. I won't be another time.
Yeah, you got caught off guard, you know? There's father disapproval, and then there's this, you know?
How is it possible to protect such a willing victim?
Willing victim? I think he's just being ridiculous. This is also a situation of you don't know him well enough to make these judgments, to make these accusations, right? Like, it's been like, it has to have only been like 2 or 3 weeks. You know, it's like, I'm a little frustrated about his behavior.
My interest in Miss Sloper began the first time I saw her. I certainly had already heard she was a delightful girl.
A delightful girl? That's what you think her.
Otherwise, I shouldn't be here.
I don't mind telling you, I've never quite thought about it in that light.
What? What? That's why I don't like him. Because of that, you know? It's like, oh, I don't think she's delightful. Like, what?
No visible resources or prospects. And so you are in a category from which not to choose a son-in-law. Particularly not for my daughter, who is a weak young woman with a large fortune.
I don't think Miss Sloper is weak.
Well, even if she were not, you are still penniless.
Ah, yes, that is my weakness.
That can change.
And therefore, you mean I'm mercenary. You think I'd squander her money?
Ah, I plead guilty to that.
Oh,
because I spent my own, I suppose.
Ah, yes, God forbid.
You are not polite, sir.
Yeah, really.
You push me to it.
No.
You argue too much.
What? Sorry, we don't agree with you. Oh, this is pissing me off.
You promised you would be respectful when you saw my father.
Catherine.
He's an impossible man.
Catherine, you are without dignity.
Oh, please. You can shove that dignity right up your ass.
Your father does not approve of me, Catherine.
I know he loves me.
I know that he does not.
Wow.
In heaven's name, Father, what makes you so sure?
Exactly.
My poor child, I can't tell you. You must just take my word for it.
No, you can also shove the word up there, you know, like, come on.
You cannot marry without your approval. It would bring unhappiness to all of us.
Then will you put it off, Mr. Townsend, for 6 months? I would like Catherine to go to Europe with me.
Why, Father?
Your father thinks you will forget me, Catherine.
Yeah.
I shall still love him when I come back.
You're very sure of your love, but Catherine, do you dare to test him?
You underestimate him.
I don't think so.
Yes, you do.
Catherine, go to Europe. Go to Europe with your father.
Prove him wrong. Wow. What? That whole thing pissed me off. Because again, it's one thing to like have like some disapproval, but there's nothing to be kind of like disapproved about or to not approve of, I guess. He hasn't done anything flat out wrong. You're just making accusations without any like pretty much any merit behind it. Yeah, look at the aunt. She's like, stupid mother. Why can't you let them be happy?
Mrs. Penniman, had it not been for your invitations, these past few months would have been unbearable.
That's very nice of her.
Don't you, Morris?
I'm glad that she's being very nice to him because she sees that he is not really bad. Like, hey, you know what? This movie can turn 180 and he can be the worst person ever. But you don't know that. Right now, it's still a 50-50 in some ways, but it's more not 50-50. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, right now, he's good. He's not doing anything. You have no reason to think otherwise other than some, like, little small things here. Okay, I need to stop.
Have you given him up?
No, force it. Yeah.
You mean that in all this time you have not yielded 1 inch?
No, Father.
I see no reason to prolong this trip. Do you?
You're an asshole. It's not going my way, so we're going home. What a baby. See, little bold that he's doing all of this, though, honestly.
Now tell her everything.
I will.
Tell her I love her.
I will. Now you wait in the mews for my signal, Morris.
Get her.
Whole plan. Oh, no.
Have you taken to drink, Lavinia?
Just exactly what I wanted.
No.
Come and show it to me.
Your heart would improve, Lavinia, if you stopped smoking cigars. Well, what's happened to Mr. Townsend? Is he upstairs in my bed?
Oh, Austin, I forgot to tell you. He did stop by this evening.
He's made my house his club.
I feel like he just completely blows things out of proportion. Yeah, was it bold of him to do that? Yeah, a little bit. But he's just kind of being a baby. I don't know.
Your gaiety and brilliance make up the difference between the 10,000 a year you will have and the 30,000 he expects.
He expects nothing.
Yeah,
he does not
really,
love me for that.
No? What else then? Your grace, your charm, your quick tongue and subtle wit?
He admires me.
You're
I've tried for months
an
not to be unkind, but now it's time for you to realize the truth. 100 women are prettier, 1,000 more clever, but you have one virtue that outshines them all.
What is that?
Your money.
Father.
You have nothing else.
That is so messed up. What is wrong with you? He just ripped her apart for no reason. This is a case of, wow, why is this man with her? She's nothing. That's your daughter, you freaking psycho. What the hell? Oh, that pissed me off really badly. Like, how dare you?
Where is she?
She's upstairs with Austin. They had a bad crossing and he's out of mood. You'd better leave. I'll tell her everything later.
No, I want to tell her myself.
I think now I can safely say I really don't like him. He is a bag of garbage. Oh boy. Father's approval can go suck it!
Wait until you hear my plans for our marriage. Our elopement for tomorrow night.
Wow.
I have a closed carriage engaged. I will come to the corner of the square tomorrow night at 9 o'clock.
That's what they were planning then, okay.
Take me tonight.
Oh.
Tonight? Very well, we'll do it. I'll leave and find a carriage. See, it's almost 10:30. I can be back here at 12:30 on the dot, in front of the house.
I will not write him.
Of course you must write him. We want him to forgive us.
He won't forgive us. I know it. My father doesn't like me.
But what an unhappy thing to say. Of course he does.
No.
No,
he must
that's...
love you very much, or he wouldn't be trying so hard to protect you
that's...
from me.
Yeah.
No, Morris. We must never ask him for anything or depend upon him for anything. We must be very happy and expect nothing from him, ever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I see.
I will try to be punctual, Morris. I know you like that.
Till 12:30 then.
Hurry, my darling.
Don't 180, damn it. Don't 180. I didn't like that. He better be showing up. I swear on everything holy.
I am eloping with Morris. That's impossible. It's for tomorrow. Hush. No, you everything. No, Aunt. He will be here in the next 2 minutes.
Oh, now I'm anxious.
Father, he finds me so dull. It will surprise him to have such a dull girl disgrace his name. Catherine, are you quite yourself? I will never see him again in my life. What?
Well, she has a bit of a 180,
tonight
which...
instead of tomorrow, because it is one time less I will ever have to lay eyes on him, or he on me. There he is. Goodbye, Aunt. I will write to you, Aunt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, he bailed, didn't he? Oh, no, was he after the money? Oh, come on. Trust no one.
Morris would not want to be the cause of your losing your natural inheritance. He could not see you impoverished. Impoverished? I have 10,000 a year. That is a great deal of money. Not when one has expected 30. You think what my father thinks. He must take me away. He must love me. He must. Catherine, please take hold of me.
She's being...
No, Morris must take hold of me. Morris will love me. For all those who didn't.
Well, I mean, mainly your father. Everyone else seemed to be pretty decent. Oh, she's obsessed on the idea. Considering everything, makes sense. Kind of, honestly. Her father literally just laid into her and told her all these terrible things about her. Her own father, who she's been trying to please. Oh. But really, this is how it's gonna be? This is it? This is the result? He's a piece of garbage too. She just wants someone to love her for her.
I haven't seen you since our return.
No, Father.
And don't be expecting any happy, positive feelings right now. Is he, like, sick or something? I'm sick of him, but, you know.
Oh, I want to help if I can. Can you bring him back from California? California? I went to Mrs. Montgomery's.
Oh, man.
To see him. She told me. He borrowed the passage money from his cousin Arthur. And left.
Wow. It has to be for... I'm trying to keep the positivity that was there, you know? It has to end on a happy freaking note. Come on. Maybe he's going back to California for something specific. I'm coping. Oh, it can't be just another a-hole. Come on.
I think you both should know this. I am ill. It's not just a simple congestion. There are rals in the lungs. I shall not recover, but I wish everything to be done as if I should.
What?
I hate an ill-conducted sick room.
Wow, okay, this is very matter-of-fact, as if he just like, yep, that's it. I know he's a doctor, but damn.
Has he asked you to keep your plans secret from me?
I am not leaving.
You have broken your engagement. Oh, if you have, I must tell you, Catherine, that I admire you greatly for it. I know the effort that you must have made.
Do you, Father?
But in time, Catherine, the pain will pass.
Don't be kind to me. It doesn't become you.
Catherine, are you blaming me because I tried to protect you?
Yes.
Someday you'll realize I've done you a great service.
I just, you know...
I can tell you now what you have done. You have cheated me. You thought that any handsome, clever man would be as bored with me as you were. It was not love that made you protect me. It was contempt.
Yes, that's it.
I lived with you for 20 years before I found out you didn't love me. I don't know that Morris would have hurt me or starved me for affection more than you did. Since you couldn't love me, you should have let someone else try.
Good for her. Just lay into him.
I love him. Does that humiliate you?
Catherine, promise me you are done with him.
I won't promise.
Then I must alter my will.
You should.
Ay.
You should do it immediately.
That's so manipulative. It's like, oh, so many levels of it. Like, yeah, I get it. It's your money. But like, oh, no, holding it over your head. Oh, you better have the partner that I agreed to. Fucking bullshit.
I wish to consider more carefully.
There is nothing to consider. You want your money used for purposes you approve, don't you? If you leave it to the clinic, it will do what you want it to do.
Catherine, I am ill.
Do hereby make
that doesn't give you the excuse to be an asshole.
Will and testament.
I don't want
Austin.
to do it. I don't want to disinherit my only child.
But I may take your money and chase after Morris and squander it on him.
I don't know what you'll do, Catherine.
That's right, Father. You'll never know. Will you?
Okay, if he's right about Morris, fine. Have your half a point. But let's talk about everything else and your intention behind of what you're saying and doing. That's like the other 99.5% that you're still in the wrong for. So, no.
Dr. Riley says you better calm down. Your father is very low. Too late, Mariah.
Wow. Beginning of this movie, Catherine would have never done that.
Why don't you come up this August? You love Newport, and Jefferson and I have taken a big house this year.
Well, maybe I will.
We've asked you every year since your father died. You always say, maybe I will, and then you never do.
I like the square.
Huh. Wonder how many years it's been. Well, it is all hers now. Didn't alter the will.
I have seen Morris Townsend.
Ooh, yeah?
Oh, we met quite by accident. He's only been home a week. And he asked so many questions about you, dear. He had heard that you hadn't married. He seemed very interested in that.
Well, he's got a lot of explaining to do.
You were in this room the night he deserted me.
If you would hear him out, and if you would try to understand his side of it, Catherine. He meant it nobly. Really, he did.
Okay.
Save your breath, Aunt Penniman. I will not see him.
Well, too late. He's here. Okay, so this seems like it's going to be a situation of simply just telling her about, you know, leaving. Wouldn't go over well, yeah, but it would save this resentment.
Tell Mr. Townsend that I am not at home.
Please, Catherine.
I am not at home.
Can't blame her. Literally deserted her.
She is not at home, Morris.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just go to him. Hear him out. We'll see what he has to say.
Come in, Morris.
Can't we be friends again?
We aren't enemies.
You have some explaining to do, young man.
Catherine, it was because I loved you that I disappeared that night. Oh, I know how it looked. It looked as if I behaved abominably.
Yeah.
You know, my dear, no man who really loves a woman could ever permit her to give up a great inheritance just for him.
My father did not disinherit me, Morris. He threatened it. To test you.
But I couldn't be sure of that the night.
Yeah.
I went away. Try not to think of what it looked like, but of what it was. I had to make a choice. I chose your welfare rather than my own. Can you think of it that way? You know that I've never changed.
He's right, but I'm still mad about it.
Now we're free. Nothing stands between us, Catherine. Let us make the rest of life happy for each other by picking up where we left off. I would marry you tonight if I could.
You must give me time to pack.
Give you time to think, too, you know? This is a lot. This is years of a lot.
We're going to be married tonight.
Tonight? Catherine, my dear girl.
I still feel just like, about everything still.
Catherine, you'll have no regrets.
I hope not. I really hope not. I feel like there's something up her sleeve. I don't know about this.
He came back with the same lies. The same silly phrases. The first time he only wanted my money. Now he wants my love, too.
What?
Well, he came to the wrong house. And he came twice. I shall see that he never comes a third time.
Oh my god. Okay. She was, you know, tossed aside. Like, yes, I understand, like, oh, his point of view and what, you know, he did and why. But at the same time, it's like, she was betrayed. Her trust. Completely betrayed.
Right here.
So it's time to be extra skeptical now. And I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know.
Bolt it, Mariah. Bolt the door, Mariah.
Oh, man.
Yes, miss.
I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I don't know. I don't know.
Catherine! Catherine!
Revenge. Oh. Well, you know. Huh. Okay. There's definitely some stuff to talk about here. Wait a moment. I feel like in some ways the ending is kind of up to interpretation, you know? And I say that because I feel like we don't know 100% for certain what Morris's intentions were. We can kind of guess, especially towards the end when he's kind of like freaking out, but you can also interpret that as, you know, he does really love her and he does really want her. So it's just like, I feel like there's no clear-cut answer here, which makes this very interesting. And there's a lot that happened. I mean, starting with her father, who was just not a nice person. Like, at first it was kind of like, ooh, he's a little cold, huh? Like, ooh, it's not great. And it just proceeded on into just this, he was just nasty and he was overthinking everything and just putting a lot of, like, stake into something that wasn't, like, totally true. But at the same time, it's like, okay, maybe he was right about certain things. But also, again, at the same time, he was still just not great about it. He didn't go about it in a very productive way. It was very malicious. It was very mean, you know? So, like, even at the end of the day, even if he was right, the way his attitude was, the way he was acting was just not great. And I still don't like him, right or not. He was just flat out mean to his daughter, who honestly was not problematic. I mean, she didn't really do anything wrong. She was just kind of living her own life, and yeah, she's shy or she's socially anxious or whatever. But he just really ripped into her, like, at a point it was like, you know, more than halfway in the movie where he just completely it was ridiculous. He is an ass for that, and no matter whether, again, he is right or wrong about Morris, he's still just overall an ass and not a nice person. And the person who had the most character development was definitely Catherine, because she did go from this very shy, very, you know, like, I will not speak unless spoken to kind of person, very just, you know, walking on eggshells kind of person, to now where she is definitely more outspoken, and she even became more outspoken before the time jump happened. And she became a bit obsessive, and it was kind of like, ooh, uh-oh. But at the same time, it's like, she was betrayed. She just wanted someone to love her, and he was saying all the right things and doing all the right stuff, and she fell with it and fell in love and everything, and whether it was actually love or not, she felt it. Well, love or not with Morris, that is. She felt it, and she was betrayed. She was just hurt. So to become so cold and kind of cruel from that, it's not surprising. It's a reason, not an excuse. Yeah, but you know what I mean? I wouldn't say that she was, like, cruel, but you know what? Like, she had, like, that tone in her voice that she was kind of, yeah, anyway. But she became colder as a person and more, you know, shut in, and she doesn't want to be hurt again. And then we have Morris, who, again, is just, this is the big question mark. At least to me, there was no clear-cut sort of answer of what his intentions were. It was like, okay, clearly it seemed like there was love there and the whole entire time. And then once that conversation about the money and like, oh, you know, the inheritance came up and he acted all weird and everything, it was kind of like, ooh, uh-oh. Was her father right in the way that he is just after the money? But then he explained like his side of the situation towards the end, years later, and said that he just didn't want her to lose it and have him be the cause of it. And both of those situations are valid in the way that, like, they can happen. So it's like, what is real? Because it does make sense that he would act that way if he was after the money. You know, their conversation about how, like, oh, I don't need the money kind of thing. And he was like, oh, uh-oh. It makes sense to act the one way that he would run away. And it would also make sense that he would run away with the purpose of, oh, I don't want to be the cause of that. So again, here we are. So it was foggy the entire time, and even right at the end, it was still foggy, and we didn't know what exactly his intentions were. I still don't, for sure. But she made the decision. She was the one at the end of the day to make the decision to be like, no, I'm not getting potentially hurt again. I was already hurt. I don't want it to happen again. I am okay now, it seems, to an extent, to a point. And I'm done. I'm not taking this risk because I don't know. So that's kind of how I interpreted just like the ending of just like, you know what? Not again. I'm not risking, you know, my sanity again for a potential. Yeah, maybe he is telling the truth, but it's so foggy, you know? So I don't blame her. I really don't. This could have played out in multiple different ways, actually. And that's what I really like about this. There was a lot of, like, you know, clear, like, emotion, like, from me, like, frustration and anger, and then just, like, the sort of, like, okay, this could happen one way, this could happen another, we don't know. So I really enjoyed this film. I definitely think that Catherine just deserves better overall. I'm not saying that she's flawless as a person, but I think just overall she deserves better. Because, okay, you ran away, you know? It made you look really bad, though. Like, yes, it would be really hard to have a conversation and be like, hey, guess what? I'm leaving because I don't want you to lose your inheritance. And you know that Catherine would put up a fight and that she would try her best to go with him wherever she was going. But I think doing that and having that hard conversation would be better than completely ghosting her goodbye, even after, especially after saying like, yeah, I'll pick you up, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, the harder conversation is always better to have than to run away. I understand the reasons of doing it, but again, I think just for, if his intentions were true, then okay, make the effort to have that hard conversation. So yeah, there's a lot here. There's a lot to discuss. There's a lot of different things that we can pick and choose from, and what did the character do, what did the character not do, etc., etc. And again, that's what I really like about this, because there is so much to talk about. But yeah, I think I said pretty much everything that, like, I was thinking, I think. Catherine deserved better. Morris's intentions are very all over the place and confusing, and there's no concrete answer, at least to me. Her dad was not a nice person. Her aunt tried her best, I think, you know? And I think that just about covers it. Again, totally a lot to talk about with this, but I think I covered the majority of it. I'll probably still think of things and, you know, comment away, of course. But overall, I did really enjoy this film because of all the aspects I just talked about. I thought it was really well done. I thought it was really well acted. And yeah, again, just enjoyed myself overall, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the reaction. If you did enjoy the reaction, please feel free to like the video, and if you aren't already, please feel free to subscribe. And of course, if you want to watch the full unedited version of this video or to anything else on my channel, you can absolutely do so over on my Patreon. It is $5 a month for that. And to those of you who are already on Patreon, I really do appreciate you over there. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you so much for your support, and I hope you're enjoying all the full unedited reaction videos and the access to polls. If you want to find me outside of YouTube, you can absolutely do so. You can find me pretty much anywhere at OGBReacts. I'm mainly over on Twitter, but I'm also on Instagram and TikTok as well. And of course, a big thank you to Ryan for subscribing at that tier over on Patreon and requesting for me to watch this film. I hope you specifically enjoyed this reaction. Whew, this was a lot, actually. There was a lot that happened. A lot of feelings were felt, at least by me, frustration being a main one. And yeah, just a really well done movie overall. So yeah, once again, I really did enjoy myself, and I hope that you guys did as well. And I hope to see you all in the next reaction video, whatever that may be. Okie dokie, toodaloo, adios, and goodbye.